Okay. So what I understand is that we agree that riba is forbidden in Islam. Then the second thing is that why is it forbidden, so that we understand what are the commercially viable investment ways to go about.
No, not necessarily. I would say that that is not the reason of its forbiddance, but the reason is that it is unjust. The Quran says, "La tazlimuna wa la tuzlamun." That means you should not do injustice, and nor should you be done injustice with.
Okay, so when I charge a liquidity premium, that is not injustice. I mean, like I am doing somebody a service, so and I am becoming illiquid. So
you would only be giving away a loan in the case where you have some extra funds available. So I don't think there'll be any other situation where you'd be actually funding somebody else. You'd be taking care of your own needs.
Extra funds at the moment.
At the moment, yeah.
But that need might arise, let's say.
But obviously, if that is the case, then you would keep that money for the contingencies that you are likely to face in future. But when you give away money for the purpose of helping somebody or standing somebody up, the results should be made the basis of asking for any returns on that loan. That is what the Quran considers to be justified.
Results. By results you mean?
I mean the results of the operations. For instance, if the money is being borrowed for the purpose of consumption, then obviously it will completely be relinquished, completely be consumed. In that case, you're not supposed to get any returns on that loan except where the consumption is in the shape of a working capital kind of a thing. You see, where it is consumed to be recycled only.
Mm-hmm. So all these investments that the government, all the loans that the government takes from the citizens in the form of, let's say, bonds or long-term securities, etc., these would also be considered as riba.
Obviously, the definition of riba is not dependent upon how the loan would be used. It is basically dependent upon what the mechanism of the charge on the loan would be.
It's not dependent on who is taking the loan.
It does not matter if it is the government who's taking the loan or an individual, a poor person or a rich person. It does not matter if the loaning system is based on is meant to finance businesses or individuals. Irrespective of all that, riba primarily is a predetermined rate that a lender seeks or demands for lending the money for a particular time period.
So there are two things. One, that we lend money because we want to help someone, and the second one is when we lend the money for any commercial reasons. In the commercial reasons, you're saying that it would be related to, let's say, profits, the returns.
I'm not saying that it should be related to profits. That is not my domain, basically. I would not say that for me as a student of religion, I have the responsibility of proposing an alternative system. That is the domain of our economists.
So I should not be asking any
I can give you my suggestions, but my specific domain would be to tell you what riba is and what in a particular transaction should be considered as something which does not fall under the permissible items in the ambit of Islam.
Tell me about this transaction. I'm going to give you a transaction. I'm a bank. You come to me and say that you want to buy a car, let's say. You don't have the funds. I say, okay, I'll arrange a car. I'll lend you the car, and you need to pay me, let's say, 1 million for that car.
Okay.
And you say that, okay, I'll pay that 1 million in, let's say, 1 year, 1 month installments, 1 year. Installments, 1 year.
You see, if the value of the car that the bank is giving, if the value of this loan, for instance, whatever the transaction, if it remains constant, whether the amount is to be returned in a year or 2 years or 3 years, then it would not be riba. That would be a simple profit. Every seller has the right to charge a profit on whatever he's selling. There's no limit on the profit that any seller can charge. But on the other hand, if the bank's proposal is that I will lend you this car, you have to repay this amount over a period of 1 year, and I will charge you $1 million. And if you repay this amount over a period of 2 years, I will be charging you $1,100,000. That would obviously be riba again, because now you are fixing a particular predetermined rate for the time for which the amount is being loaned.
There is a study which says that as the duration of the loan increases, there is a higher risk of the person defaulting. So to cover that risk, since you said that if you increase the term, to cover that risk, should we get that loan insured?
You see, again, there's no problem in getting the loan insured. I think that is completely a different field, which there can be a difference of opinion whether insurance in Islam is allowed or not. But as far as I'm concerned, I consider insurance to be a completely allowed phenomenon, a permissible phenomenon. Therefore, for me, it is not whether a loan should be insured or not. I think every loan should be insured. But this does not mean that, as the time period of the loan is increased, the rate should be, or the amount that should be returned should be increased as well. Every borrower, every lender, has the right to ask for any service charges. Those charges, if they are made constant, irrespective of the amount being serviced, would not fall under the ambit of riba. As soon as you charge an amount which is related to the capital being lent for a time period, that is what riba is.